Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am back with another video. You know what you got to do: rate, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so it'll let you know when my next video or live stream goes down. Follow me on Twitter. I don't tweet as much, but when I do tweet, it's thoughtful, it's very informational. And let's get into today's top story. It's coming from Yahoo.com. Anthony Davis, in a recent interview at Yahoo.com, Anthony Davis feels like he was a big part of why ultimately the Los Angeles Lakers signed Dwight Howard, okay, in a recent interview. And, you know, what you can look at it that way, but you can also look at it as the Lakers, they know full darn well that Anthony Davis has no desire playing the center position. Okay, so ultimately the Lakers organization had no choice but to sign Dwight Howard. Now, I feel like Dwight Howard, at this stage of his career with the NBA, I think Dwight Howard is going to be very useful to the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, he's going to give them crucial minutes at the center position, and they're going to alternate, of course. Their long-term goal is hoping that Boogie Cousins return from his injury late in the season or possibly in the playoffs. I feel like it's going to be closer to the playoffs than late in the season. Okay, and they're also looking at at the horizon of possible other big men that are currently in the league on teams that they can possibly try to trade for, or waiting for excuse me, those big men to be released. Okay, the NBA isn't like what it used to be. It's not a big man's league. Okay, it's more of putting a lot of shooters on the floor, and Dwight Howard is not a consistent shooter on the floor. He can give you blocks. He can give you some rebounds. He can be that presence in the middle, particularly when people want to try them in the middle. He can be a disruptor for slashers. But I'm talking about at this stage of Dwight Howard. Now, back in the early days of Dwight Howard, he was more athletic, and he can do a lot of things to make a team increase their winning chances. Okay, particularly if you saw him in back in the days with the Orlando Magic, you saw some of that with the Lakers, but I felt like it was teetering off when he joined the Rockets, and then he started being traded to just about every team in the league. And Dwight Howard's talent does not fit in today's NBA. It didn't fit, and that's the reason why he was bouncing around in so many teams, because Dwight's talent did not fit. That's why you kept hearing Dwight Howard talking about trying an old dog trying new tricks, trying to be fluent as far as a scorer, on the perimeter, and that's shooting threes, doing a lot of things that Dwight Howard's skill set is not going to allow him to do, right? But Dwight Howard with the Lakers, I feel like he's going to contribute for them, because now with him, JaVale McGee, they can rotate these players as well as the other players on the Lakers squad as far as big men go. They can rotate them at the 5 position. Anthony roster where they can go small too and just technically use Anthony Davis as a five, but in reality he's still going to play his four position, and then they can have they can be a smaller roster. And what I mean by smaller roster, you could probably is a possibility of them having two small forwards or two shooting guards, and just having a more athletic, smaller roster. Not necessarily being a small roster where you have undersized players, just a smaller, tradition, not non-traditional roster, which would be traditional when you look at the modern day NBA, because a lot of rosters have that type of format. Everybody's copying and pasting what works with the Golden State Warriors, and then everybody feels like, well, we can imprint that to our roster. And you see the Blazers using that format, the Utah Jazz using that format, the Phoenix Suns, the Dallas Mavericks, the Atlanta Hawks. A lot of teams are going to that format, and that's going to be the new way of doing things. With we talk about, but Dwight Howard, if you look at it, he's going to contribute and help a team, but if people are expecting Dwight Howard to, they're going to be watching Dwight Howard's minutes, because in the past couple of years, Dwight Howard has been injury prone. And, they're not getting a young Dwight Howard. They're getting a much older Dwight Howard. So, as far as Anthony Davis recruiting Dwight Howard, I don't think it's much to that. I don't think it's, well, they asked for my opinion, I suggested Dwight Howard. I don't think it had nothing to do with that either. I do feel like the Los Angeles Lakers as an organization sees the writing on the wall. If Anthony Davis was willing to play the five, then they wouldn't have signed Dwight Howard. Okay, but they knew that Anthony Davis has no interest in playing the five, so they had no other choice but to sign Dwight Howard, particularly since Boogie Cousins is injured. And I really, I haven't heard too much about the domestic violence incident with him threatening his ex-girlfriend over the phone. Okay, that's sort of good news, and on Boogie Cousins' standpoint, because nobody's talking about it, and if both parties could agree to something, meaning Boogie Cousins and his ex-girlfriend, then this can be smoothed over publicity wise, and he's going to be out for like the whole entire season. So this news, it doesn't really have a lot of legs on it, unless either Boogie or the ex-girlfriend makes a big issue over it. To be fair and to be honest, it is a big issue. It's a very important, you're basically threatening someone, even though a lot of people make excuses for it. Well, that's what people say, and it was a heated moment type of situation. But still, all in all, you shouldn't be threatening people. And it's just one of those. But I feel like that angle of it, is going to go away. And nobody hasn't really talked about it or focused on it or addressed it. And there's a possibility where Boogie Cousins might have, after the Lakers contract, he might be still a commodity that other teams would want to sign next off season, depending on when. This really hinges on, and I'm getting away from the topic of Dwight Howard, but it really hinges on what he does, when I feel like he's coming back into the playoffs, what he does in the playoffs, how he contributes, is, obviously athletically, he's not going to be the same because it's athletic, but he was never athletically that type of player. But the perimeter game, does he still has that? Is he a presence down low? A lot of things hinges on what he does in the playoffs, and I feel like Boogie Cousins should learn from last playoffs when he was with the Golden State Warriors. Try not to push himself too hard to where he run the risk of injuring himself. Okay, so that's all I got to say about the Dwight Howard matter. It's just. When I read it, I thought it was something that needed to be said, needed to be addressed. And see, look, the camera looks a lot better that way. Well, that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One, and I am out.